Fam, la la bam bam bam. It's your girl Kri'tēk, and I wanted to talk about escapism really quick. And escapism has many forms, whether that be people escaping through projecting their insecurities or their traumas onto people, escaping into like reality shows where people are exploited for their wounds and trauma and imbalances. Projection. I already said projection, but escapism can even be in the form of titles, organizations, religious groups, functions, methodologies, people who become addicted to tarot, which it's a thin line with the addiction to tarot, because it's like, of course, if you're going to be involved in anything, of course, tarot, where you gain deeper insight about life itself, that will be something you will want to watch more consistently than anything else, like reality TV shows like Love and Hip Hop and bullshit, when it's just, like I said, people exploit it for their imbalances, imbalanced feminine and masculine energy and shit. But also through vacations. Not saying that nobody, wants to explore the world and expand their horizons and, just be adventurous and, utilize the world as, a playground, because it is. But what exactly is the person escaping from? I feel like it makes a difference. That's why you always see people who move, those people who be like, oh, if I get out of here, da-da-da. And don't get me wrong, that is true for some people, but you'll see a lot of people move and they still, like, deal with the same problems and issues. That's because even though they move to a new location, their soul and, the baggage or unhealed trauma or whatever the case, entity attachments, all of that is still, attached to them. So, yeah, escapism. So, once again, this is not like, oh, you shouldn't go on vacation. No, it's just awareness. It's about awareness. Really evaluate yourself and ask, like, is there something I'm trying to escape? It was 222 when I looked at the timer just now. Is there something I'm trying to escape? Is there something that this individual is trying to escape? Consider conversations where people are trying to project onto you, or you just feel an energy that's, kind of low vibe or whatever, or just pay attention to how people, conduct themselves. Like, all your lessons don't have to come from you alone. Lessons come from life itself. Life meaning you, the actions that you take, generational patterns or whatever the case, or traumas and stuff that you have to deal with, individually, yourself, what comes with you automatically, as well as what you're around, your environment, what you're exposed to, the people around you. So you're not supposed to just learn from your direct life. Well, technically, yeah, but also observe and evaluate the lives of those around you, as a part of the lessons that you learn. So yeah, I just want to talk about that. It's definitely a big thing because, like I said, once again, titles, organizations, and all of that stuff, whether that's the sorority or fraternity, cults, things like that, these are just different methods of escapism, and the Western culture has literally created limitless, outlets of, escapes, virtual reality, social media. That's why people are so prone to become addicted to these things, because it literally, puts them in a whole nother portal, like a whole nother reality, that's seemingly better than their actual true reality. And the crack of the code is, if you actually tend to your own reality, like tend to yourself, like escape into yourself, and actually explore, you'll be surprised what you find. Whether that's good or evil. And if you find anything that's of evil, anything that needs, to be pushed out of your energetic field, wouldn't you want to escape inside yourself to actually find that? Or would you want to just leave it there and it just fester, like, like a mold? Why would you do that to yourself? And then you go out and, like I said, you buy into all these escapes and stuff like that. And unfortunately, simultaneously, you're just deteriorating. Your soul is deteriorating because you're buying into all these 3D and physical escapes. The number one escape vacation spot should be internal. Should be you going within. That should be your number one vacation and escape. Your retreat should be your own soul, your own mind. Those things that, you know, let's say you have a family, you have to, you know, go to work, you have to do these things to take care of yourself, you know, your stability and stuff like that. And so you may not always have the opportunity to just sit and just go into like a deep introspection of self, you know, reflect, you know, over things that you swept under the rug or, you know, bypassed. So yeah, it's adding to the problem instead of a solution. For people to just continue to buy into all the escapes, whether it's like labels, brands, the way you dress yourself, shape-shifting, whether it's, you know, being obsessed with makeup, your appearance, being obsessed with clothes or these brands and stuff who really don't give a fuck about us. They just give a fuck about themselves, their people, their legacies, because we're just steady pouring our money into their pockets, trying to impress one another, trying to escape our reality, whether that be poverty consciousness, you know, whatever the case may be. Like, we're buying into all these things to escape our actual reality, when the key is to escape into our reality and truly explore there, you know, take an adventure, a deep adventure there. You know, you can always, it's like the adventures are endless when you escape into yourself. And, you know, that's very important too for people who don't have the resources or the access to be able to, you know, go to the mountains or, you know, go to the beach or whatever, whenever they want to. Escape within self. That is the best paradise you will have the most power and control over, is self-mastery. That's why that's a thing. And that's why it's critical for you to constantly, you know, improve upon self, you know, personal development, self-actualization. Really get in touch with all of your bodies, your etheric body, your emotional body, your physical body, all of your bodies coming back into balance, instead of, you know, giving all of our attention and being distracted by all these imbalanced, you know, individuals and mechanisms and groups. You know, you can become what you associate yourself with. So if you constantly associate yourself with, you know, fantasy, strictly fantasy, you may be a part of the Walking Dead. You may, you know, that may be the reason why you constantly entertain delusions or illusions. And, you know, to you, it's reality because you spent so much time and energy invested in that, you know, that what's really in control of you now? See, now you have to consider all these programs that you know, blindly open yourself to because you was trying to escape self. Now, yeah, that, you know, creates more, you know, things to explore and heal about yourself. So there's that. But it's better to do that sooner than later. A lot of people, they like to jump to, as soon as they get, you know, a certain amount of money, the first thing they want to do is escape. Whether that's through, okay, I'm going to buy these shoes, I'm going to buy these clothes. Oh, let's get this Airbnb and do this. Oh, let's take this trip, let's fly here, let's do that. That's the first thing that people resort to. Not, okay, I'm going to invest in my healing. Let me heal myself first before I go and, you know, explore these other escapes and, you know, all of this and that, because I understand that as long as I take myself in the condition that I am, wherever I go at any given moment, something within me that I have not recognized and fixed can just trigger. I can be triggered immediately. That will ruin the whole fucking trip. It will ruin my whole mood. It don't matter where the fuck I'm at. It don't matter where I'm at. I can have a whole damn Channing Tatum doing me a nice ass dance. You know, I ain't really into, you know, male strippers and shit, but I know some people are, you know, very strong. I use that example because sexual distraction, that's also an escape. Sex, a very strong and intense one. So yeah, that's why I use that example. At any given moment, something can trigger me, something that, you know, I did not attend to, and, you know, beforehand. So that's really how it should be. And that's why a lot of times, even when people get these things, or you'll hear a lot about rich people, you know, who are still depressed, who are still, you know, spending all of their, you know, investments into escapes, methods of escapes, brothels, drugs, parties, whatever the case may be, and escape. That's what they spend all their savings in. That's what they put their investment into. And the biggest, you know, disappointment about that is that now you can't invest your finances or whatever the case may be. You cannot invest that into things, you know, that need it to most, things, you know, that actually matter, that are meaningful, that you should actually invest in, you know, for the greater good of humanity or whatever the case may be. You're just a waster. You know, they talk about wasters in the Bible. But I'm not going to go there. I'm going to leave this video where it's at right now, and we're going to talk about this some more. So please do leave some feedback. But escapism is definitely a big thing, a big problem of our reality right now. Detach. Anytime you feel like something has too much power over you, that you feel like, oh, like it's like you can just feel something pulling and tugging on your energy. Like it was 11:01 just now. You just feel something tugging and pulling on your energy. Like, okay, let me get on YouTube. Oh, let me get on Facebook. Oh, did the next episode come? Oh, did this person text me? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat something. I'm gonna eat this ice cream. I'm gonna escape from my emotions. Oh, I'm gonna look at this person's life and, you know, all this shit, and so it can make me feel better about myself, instead of really doing the work, real shadow work, which can last however long it lasts. That's unique to you, but that it's necessary and it's essential. And your spirit guides, your ancestors, the Most High, is not going to lead you wrong. Your soul is not going to lead you wrong. But one thing that will lead you wrong is your fucking vessel. That's why a lot of people walk by sight and not by faith, because the convenience of it. All right, but I'm gonna leave this here at 12. I love you guys. Thank you.